Merkel honors Hitler assassins, laments rise of far-right. The Chancellor said Germans have a duty to stand up to right-wing extremists just as the resistance faced down Adolf Hitler. July 20 is the 75th anniversary of the failed assassination attempt on the Nazi dictator.
Here's a summary of the article.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel on Saturday urged strong opposition from all sections of German society against the resurgence of right-wing extremism. July 20 marks the anniversary of the 1944 bomb plot to murder Hitler and remove the Nazi Party from power. The attempt failed and Hitler survived with minor injuries. Merkel said Germany owes them a debt of gratitude, noting that the country's post-war constitution may not have come into existence without such actions. The Chancellor also singled out the terrible murder last month of German politician Walter Lübcke, which prosecutors think was politically motivated by those with links to neo-Nazi extremism. Lübcke had become a target of threats because of his support for Merkel's refugee policies. All Germans were invited to do their part in our society to ensure that democracy is strong, that civil society is strong and that right-wing extremism has no chance.
This post received a score of 4,279, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Cheers to the brave conspirators who tried to blow the Führer up and almost succeeded.
And they were considered traitors for a good long time after the war. It took like 2 generations after it for them to be properly honored.
In fairness, considering the conspirators for the July 20 plot were still high-ranking members of the Nazi Party, it's understandable to be wary about honoring them. I'll fully admit that I don't intimately know the thoughts and beliefs of them, but well, the smart money says that you wouldn't get that far up the ladder without being some kind of true believer.
From a different comment, they guy did a suicide bombing attempt with entire Nazi top present but backed out when Hitler left the scene.
Oh Lord, look at his surname. Freiherr. Mr. Freedom. It's like a giveaway. You can't have a dude called Mr. Freedom in a meeting with Hitler.
Freiherr is a title of nobility, not a surname.
Wow, didn't know about that. Thanks for the info.
Funny, considering Stauffenberg and co. were also far right.
Yep, they thought Hitler was a poor commander and leading Germany to destruction. A few were even guilty of war crimes themselves.
People are always so quick to forget that most of the co-conspirators were hard-case Prussians whose only objections with Hitler were that he was losing the war, he wasn't a noble and he was just a corporal.
It's pretty crazy how few truly moral people were in positions of power back then. When you dig into it, almost everyone was an awful person who was driven by hatred or selfish ambition. A theory is an entire generation got mentally fucked up by fighting in World War I and living in poverty, unemployment after. Those who are willing to do anything for power are much more likely to end up in leadership positions. Nature of the beast. I don't think World War I is necessary to create monstrous leaders. I'd argue it's more the case that our leaders have largely been self-interested psychopaths since the beginning of organized societies.
I feel that is an inappropriate statement. Stauffenberg and other high-level conspirators in different plots were often royals that opposed Hitler, not because of WW2 or the Holocaust but because he abolished the Prussian class system in Germany. There are other people that fought against Hitler that should be honored today. But Stauffenberg was an anti-Semite heavily in favor of how Germany handled the Eastern Front until we were losing and they saw a chance to take power for themselves. They didn't want to save the fatherland from Hitler, they wanted it for themselves.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.